Okay, I don't want to stay on this topic for too long. I have been following the company way longer than I have to, even though I knew what was going to happen to it. But I've been debating on making this video for a very long time. And if I don't make this video, I think I'm going to explode. So let's just get this out of the way. I don't know when this started, but I notice nowadays every motherfucker with a social media account wants to be the next millionaire. These people want to be known for something. They want to be like the next Elon Musk. They want to have so much money, they don't know what to do with it. Money solves everything. I mean, can you blame the kids nowadays for wanting to become influencers? The world sucks. It's gotten smaller and there's less in it. Everyone's fighting all the time, and the only solution that really seems to work is getting a lot of money in your bank. So much money, in fact, that you can just sit on your ass all day and tweet about politics even though you don't know anything about the real world. But how does one make money on such a gigantic scale? Well, you start a business, of course, and that usually means starting a shitty clothing company. At least that's what it is for most people. Now, making a clothing company is really easy. Anyone can do it, but that doesn't mean everyone should do it. First Clothing wasn't anything special. It was a pretty generic company to anyone who saw it, but to me, it meant a lot. Way back in high school, I was a senior doing my daily rounds. In my grade was a self-named entrepreneur named Jared. The nicest way I would describe him was that he wasn't my cup of tea. Jared wasn't a bad kid, no, he was just obnoxious to me. He basically was like 2018 Logan Paul, but dialed back halfway. I mean, it's kind of cringe that he's already a fan of Logan Paul, but he basically got inspired by him to make a vlogging channel. That's right, Jared had a short-lived vlogging career. It was called The Jared Vlogs. He called his fans the Shift Fam. I want to fucking kill myself. Oh, how he would run around the school with his friends. It was so pretentious.
Alright guys, I'm playing Fortnite for the first time. I'm hiding under stairs in a house.
Don't get me wrong, I love this show. It basically was Jared's attempt to build an ego and overcompensate. He surrounded himself with friends who were probably a lot funnier than him. Jared even continued this vlogging career outside of high school. The last set of vlogs that were made were in 2021, where the highlight of one of the videos was a dog taking a shit in a bathtub. I think he's given up on his vlogging career, which is very weird because he usually does this where he'll make a series of vlogs, private them, and make another series of vlogs pretending like they never happened. It just always confused me. But around the senior year of high school, something popped in his head. He decided for some reason he wanted to make a clothing company. First Clothing Co. was supposed to be the big ticket way to fame. He walked around the school giving away free samples and talked about how big the company would be. He was so confident in this brand that if I recall, he wore the clothing almost every day to school. However, little did he know at the time that he himself would bring down this company. A closer examination of the About page from 2018 shows us that this was not a decision that took time to think about, but rather it was clear to any reasonable person that Jared came up with this impulsively. First Clothing Company started out as an idea. With our love and dedication to fashion, we brought up an idea. What if we started our own clothing company? I think that's the worst introduction I have ever seen. I mean, anyone can think that. You act like that's special. Are you kidding me? From that small idea, we took that and actually brought it into retrospective. Not only brainstorming on ideas, as well as the wants and needs of our potential customers. We wanted a way to stand out from others. We wanted to express our love and passion for clothing. After a few Nerf gun fights, First Clothing Company was born. Wow, what an introductory paragraph. Can you imagine any other company doing something that childish? That's like saying if Pornhub, in their About section, started the company out after winning some sort of like Buffalo Wild Wings challenge. I mean, what the fuck is this? One of the things you have to take into consideration is that Jared over-exaggerates a lot. I usually take a grain of salt with everything he says. In fact, the message of the company that he keeps promoting changed over the years. The first About section is so over-exaggerated that I can tell you with 100% certainty that nobody came up to Jared and asked about how cool his clothing was. In the beginning, it was, let's make a trend. Okay, fine. There was a little bit of a, let's be a leader interspersed at the end, but it was like, okay, like, I get it. Then it was, let's be a leader. Like, that was the main moral of the time. Like, if you wore this, you would have a bigger dick and everyone would respect you. Like, if Hitler wore this, more people would like him. But then it was Born to Rise, this strange moral that he introduced that didn't make any sense. And finally, the last moral, if I could describe it in words, basically was live a happy life. Now, the last one is really strange. Isn't that the point of every company? Like, there's no company that purposefully makes you miserable, right? In my opinion, he didn't care about the message, and that's why it changed so many times. It was all about the money, and I'm fine with people doing things for money, I don't really care, but the way he portrayed himself was so weird. He was trying way too hard to be relatable. Despite these changes, no one was none the wiser, and he actually managed to get 1,000 followers on his Instagram. Of course, it wasn't because he was good at marketing at the time, it was mostly because of shoutouts. And fake giveaways.
We're doing a giveaway with First Clothing Company. We're going to be giving away this olive green sweatshirt right here. So Alex, you're going to tell you what you have to do to win.
All right, so all you guys are going to have to do is follow First Clothing Co. on Instagram, and then subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then follow the Dylan and Alex Show on Instagram, and then comment done on our most recent video, and we will pick a random winner from the comment section.
I'm gonna make you filthy fucking rich, you scruffy little fucking peasant. Please, Jeffrey, it hurts.
Now, the clothing itself was pretty meh. Most of the clothing was just a company name in a font that was probably found on dafont.com with a plain color. The other clothing with unique designs are terrible. I mean, anyone with Photoshop can do this. I mean, come on, Jared. It's going right through the R. You don't give a shit about your clothing. So before I continue with the rest of the video, I'm gonna go through his whole catalog of products. Shit, garbage, fucking unbelievably cringe. Oh, here's a good one. Know the way, go the way, show the way. How about you show me your cock and balls? I mean, look at this one. I mean, what the fuck is this? This is the campfire edition? It looks like a fucking surfboard. I mean, that's an opportunity missed. I mean, what the fuck was going through your head? One of the most fascinating designs by far was a Courage the Cowardly Dog shirt. Now, I'm not going to assume that he didn't get the rights to the character, okay? Because I know he didn't get the rights to the character. First of all, they would not approve of this design. Secondly, it's literally a stock image that you can find on Google. And thirdly, he plagiarized this article from a fucking top 10 character leader thing, BuzzFeed bullshit article. I mean, the fucking link is right in the description. I mean, Jared, come on. If he did get the rights to the Cartoon Network character, you would think that he would put it up on a LinkedIn page or at least show photos of it after the limited release. But no, he hides it away, along with the rest of the company. The fact that he does hide it shows his true intentions. And that's like the only thing I can say that Jared did that was worth mentioning. I guess the other thing I can say is that Jared bought stock art for his company, even though the message at the time was to be original. However, I can't really say I blame it all on Jared, because apparently this was a team effort. But a lot of them didn't really care about this project. I don't even really know what anyone did besides modeling. I mean, it seems like Jared took control of most of the company himself. In an old school newspaper article, it was said that Giuseppe was the co-CEO, whatever that means, yet he's very rarely mentioned in the whole company in and of itself. I mean, I know he did vlogs with Jared, but what really killed the company? At this point, I'm not really sure. After graduation, the company continued to make clothing, but around 2020, the big bad Ronavirus came and snuffed that company out. But COVID, I don't think, was the only one to blame. I think, due to Jared's inability to be creative and take risks, the company slowly became irrelevant. And like every project that doesn't get the results he wants, Jared abandoned the company and hid it away. I think that's the reason why I had to make this video. We can't just pretend it didn't happen. I mean, if you have to take one thing away from this video, understand that I don't really care what happens to Jared in the future. I don't care if he succeeds. I don't care that he fails. The fact that he had a clothing company in high school and he had so many advantages and still failed is really telling. I mean, Jared doesn't go far enough to be memorable. He's not delusional enough to be entertaining. He doesn't take any risks. He's mediocre, which is a far more painful fate than you can imagine. But I hear now he's making a new business, so why don't we check that out? I bet it's gonna be a lot better than First. Oh, it's another clothing brand, and it's called Proven. Oh, and it has one post, and this many... wait a minute. No, he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't be so low as to do that. Is that the First clothing Insta but rebranded? It is! Look at that! The sponsors are the same! Oh, I have a prediction. I bet that he'll claim the company grew overnight. If he does that, I'm gonna kill myself.